Joey Badass's Dark Aura tour is canceled. What up, where's your boy Challz Brown back again, talking facts. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe, hit notification bell, keep sending those Cashaps to CLBMG. Join the membership gang. Listen, this feels like in the movie Juice when he says, Raheem is dead, somebody shot him. This is how this feels. It's hitting hard, gang. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening, but Joey Badass has abruptly canceled his 25-city tour, and I want to get to the bottom of this because a lot of you are on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Instagram or wherever you post your posts, and some of you got some really mean things to say. You guys are ecstatic about this tour, and I don't understand why both sides are ecstatic. I get it why the K-bots are in a frenzy and they're clapping their hands and stomping their feet, but I don't know why the Drake fans are so excited, because you were the ones goading and pushing and prodding Kendrick, using Joey as a poking stick, trying to make Kendrick fight and saying Kendrick was scared of Joey because Joey made that battle cry. He came out and said he wanted to battle Kendrick, and you guys were all up in arms that Kendrick was ducking the fade. So now, let's just be honest. If you were so supportive, guys, you were really in his bag. You were Team Joey for a while there. It looked so crazy. Like, he had a whole lot of fans out of nowhere when he dissed Kendrick, and most of you guys were already Drake fans, so I don't know why you're so excited that Joey Badass has canceled this tour abruptly. I don't know where the giddy gumdrops is coming from, because you were basically pushing this guy forward, saying he defeated the whole West. If I go back through your tweets, which I don't care enough, a lot of you guys' tweets were very supportive of Joey. Then he goes on tour and just crickets. Got a lot to discuss, gang. I truly don't understand it. Some of the biggest Drake stan pages, which, by the way, I have discovered a running theme, and I will be talking about this soon. Most of these stan pages for Drake that are the most obnoxious, they're international pages, gang. They're in foreign countries. A lot of them are outside of the United States, and they're outside of Canada. They are in the Caribbean, a lot of them from South Africa. So there seems to be something going on with these pages. There must be a lot of money being funneled to these weird parts of the world, but we'll get into that later. But Joey Badass tour, now, I was like, your first knee-jerk instinct is, yeah, the tickets ain't selling, and you know, what did we expect? That AbSoul just bombed that freestyle, right? I don't know what's going on with Soul, but yeah, I want to defend it, but sometimes it is what it is. He even made a video saying that this was the worst freestyle bomb of his life. You usually expect him to go off, but he didn't go off this time, and I guess he might have been, I don't know if homeboy drinks, but he seemed drunk. Something was going on, but he bombed that freestyle. But I know a lot of you want to believe that's the reason the tour, the one bomb freestyle ain't going to tank a whole 25-city tour, gang. So let's move forward from that. Then a lot of you are like, a lot of people not going to pay for that lineup. It's AbSoul, Rhapsody, and Joey Badass. And I started to think about that. I was like, well, some people would. Like, you know what I'm saying? Joey Badass should be able to carry a tour on his own, right? Let's just be honest. Now, he's put enough work in the game to be able to amass a following that's going to come and see him. Look, nigga, Freddie Gibbs tours constantly. Benny the Butcher. A lot of these guys are touring constantly. And I get it. You're going to say, but Challz, if Freddie Gibbs got more record sales than Joey Badass. Joey Badass only sold 9,000 units when he dropped Dark Aura, and he did it wrong. He waited too long to drop the album, and his label, he's fighting with his label. He don't have no support. I get all that, but Joey Badass still has Joey Badass could tour with no album. He could have did a tour without no album. The same venues, I don't know about the same venues, but I know that he could have toured. Anybody can tour. Let's just be honest. I see old heads could barely get 1,000 people in a building going on tour. If you do it right, you can still make money. So I don't understand the narrative that Joey can't fill seats, right? And so what I did was when I went to your first knee jerk is that it's canceled for ticket sales, right? Rhapsody came out and said that it's not ticket sales, which is tough to believe. I'm just going to be honest. What I've learned this year in 2025, when stuff look like a duck and it act like a duck, it's usually a duck. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. They said circumstances beyond our control, that's usually ticket sales. But what I actually did, fellas, I'm going to be honest with you. Before I went public with this video, before I went live, I went to check. And the very first venue, so this is going to make it a little bit, I'm going to give you're going to take this with a grain of salt. But the very first venue in Boston is called the Roadrunner. and that venue still has tickets for sale. I went to look at that venue to see what kind of ticket sales they still had left. One of the ticket sites said they only had 5% of the tickets left. I went to another ticket site. That ticket site said they only had 53 tickets left. Now, I know the venues say this, that, and the third, but when you're selling tickets, I don't know if you're going to make it that you only have 53 tickets left from a 35-seat venue. So this venue holds 3,500 people. So that means that's pretty much sold out, gang. If you hold 3,500 people and there's only 50-something tickets left, yeah, it's going to be a lot of people in that building. Now, let's just be honest. That's the first leg of the tour, right? That's the very first show. That show's packed out. If those numbers are accurate, now that means that narrative is shot to shit. But let's just be honest, it could be that the show's way down the line. That's after that, because I couldn't get any confirmation on the Canadian shows. I went and looked at the Canadian shows, and those shows were open, but they didn't tell me how many tickets were available. Those were standing room only shows, so they're not going to have a physical number left. They're just going to say get it or not. Then everything after that was all canceled. All of the shows after Boston were canceled. So with a grain of salt, Rhapsody may be right. I do not believe Joey would have a what's this guy the kid out of New York, when he tried to do his 30-city tour, when he tried to do his 30-city tour, and he barely sold 10 tickets per city. What's this guy? Bobby Shmurda. Now, Bobby Shmurda tour, I did a video on that a couple weeks ago, and that's a whole different animal. Bobby Shmurda does not have the fan base of a Joey Bada. Joey Bada has been consistent for years. I told you, I see a lot of people like Prof and Evidence. A lot of people tour, whether they got music out or not. A lot of people can tour and do numbers. So I really don't believe that it has anything to do with that actual album. But let's just say it does. Let's say Doc Aura barely sold, which it didn't do the numbers you would expect from an underground artist such as Joey Bada's stature, who does have a full-time recurring role on Power. He's acted in several shows like Mr. Robot and things of that nature. So he does have a portfolio that is much more visible. So Joey Badass, he has followers on all his social media. He was just in one of the biggest rap battles in recent history. He tried to go up against Kendrick, which nobody expected that to happen, but he did go against Ray Vaughn, and AbSoul jumped in the mix, and Daylyt, which I said to a lot of you people chagrin that Joey Badass won that battle, and I ain't make y'all that mad in a long time. So I said Joey Badass won the battle, and a lot of you was like, get the fuck out of here. That was I ain't make nobody that mad since my DMX comments, right? But end of the day, right? I said DMX didn't die of COVID. Oh my God, forget it. But let's keep this forward pushing, right? So what happened was Joey Badass scheduled this tour, and we're seeing that a lot of tours are having either great success or they're struggling. And many people went to Twitter and then wherever else they post their stuff and had something to say about this tour. Most of them attributed it to low ticket sales, which, like I said, could be possible. But like I told you, that first venue was macked and packed out. So Joey Badass could put bodies in the seats. And I'm thinking if he could sell out Boston, right, he could sell out pretty much anywhere else. So I don't know if it was ticket sales, but let's just assume it was, which is the most likely culprit. Now, y'all going to be real hurt that when you start saying you're laughing at his ticket sales and then his mom or something, or his aunt or something passed away, or his brother or something. Like, I don't know his family situation, but that's what is really going to hurt. Or this dude's sick with lupus or something crazy, and you guys going to be like, well, half you motherfuckers, y'all really don't care about people anymore. We in a real... This society is cooked, man. Y'all really don't care anyway. But at the end of the day, it could be something really serious, something personal. This guy could have got diagnosed with anything. You guys don't know nothing. You don't care. You're online making these jokes, this, that, and the third, talking about, oh, he couldn't do this, that. Like, a lot of the Kendrick fans, very vengeful, right? You guys are very vengeful, and you're very hateful and spiteful. You're having a blast laughing at him. Drake fans as well. I don't know why. His own fans are barely speaking on it. They're like, well, wow, damn, Joey. They barely getting defended. Motherfucker, probably ticket holders ain't even defending them. So I don't know what's going on, but end of the day, if it's something personal that really, really stopped this guy from this tour, you guys are going to have egg on your face, so you got to kind of like try to take this with a grain of salt. Most of you are attributing it to he jumped too high. He tried to swing at the throne and he missed, and this is what it gets. He's a clout chaser. A lot of you guys are having a blast with that narrative, and yes, by definition, what he literally did in the spirit of battle, he tried to call a battle, but there's a new word now in hip hop and in social media. It's called clout chasing. It came up about 5 years ago. I don't know how long. But that literally defines what Joey did. It's just, it is what it is. I want to dress it up and make it sound nice and make it like it was for the spirit of hip hop, da-da-da. But at the end of the day, by today's standards, I cannot say it was nothing else other than clout chasing, which has been, it has negative connotations. Let's just leave it at that, right? So Joey did clout chase off Kendrick. I cannot word it any other way. I could try. I could say it for 5 minutes and find 5 different words. But he clout chased off Kendrick. It worked to a degree because it got the whole West Coast to come out angrily, right? He was still friends with AbSoul. Let's just be honest. Joey and AbSoul had to be having behind-the-scenes calls and confirmations that this wasn't going to be real. I'm going to take you on tour. Let's just be honest. AbSoul never really dissed him. Daylyt dissed him and came out with a song talking about they were still cool, and he was apologizing for the comments about Capital Steez. So it never was really what it appeared. It never was really what it appeared. It was always some, we're going to do this thing. It was almost like a sparring match to get whatever juice out of hip-hop they can get, which they did. Let's just be honest. A flurry of videos came out, Red Bull Cypher, all this. Red Bull Cypher became like one of the biggest things, and hip-hop was back, lyrics was back. And that's what the Drake fans are having the blast with. They're trying to say hip-hop flopped because this show got canceled. Oh, all this hip-hop stuff. They're trying to turn hip-hop. They're trying to turn hip-hop and culture into dirty words, gang, because their bubble bath rapper guy is in a pickle, right? He's not being loved by the culture like he once was, and so they're going to ruin the whole. I told you, Drake is going to blow up everything. He's going to blow up the culture. He's going to blow up his label. He's going to blow up everything, and his fans are going to blow it up with him. So they're against the culture now. They're against hip-hop. So they're making all these posts about, oh, so much for hip-hop, so much for hip-hop being back, right? Because if he can't be in hip-hop, then nobody can. So they're going to try to destroy what's left of the culture. But guess what? We're in the best time of our life right now with hip-hop. I'm getting some of the best music I've gotten in 7-8 years. I'm about to do a video of my top 10 hip-hop releases of 2025. That's coming, gang. This is on the way. Stuff like Evidence and Joey Bada, all this stuff is going to be discussed in that video, right? Prof and Freddie Gibbs and Benny the Butch, all this stuff will be discussed in that video. But I'm getting the clips. I'm getting some of the best hip hop in a very long time. So hip hop, we don't need the charts. We don't need Billboard. Hip hop is a small community, gang. All that other shit is pop noise. So they want hip hop to make pop noise. And when it doesn't, they're saying hip hop is dead. No, a lot of guys are focusing, giving us real good music. We're getting real good bars. So hip hop, we eating really, really good. We eating big giant turkey legs like this. We getting Fred Flintstone ribs, gang. We doing real good right now. So all that noise, all these Drake stand pages from fucking Bogota and shit, wherever the hell they from, in Cuba and wherever, South Africa, we ain't missing out on nothing. You're waiting on the bubble bath rapper to drop episode 4. We're not. So we're doing good. But the narrative is that, oh, how that hip-hop thing going? How's all that? Lyrics are back. They love saying that shit. I thought lyrics were back. Well, Joey tour getting canceled. We still don't know why, right? We still don't know why. Now, I know we're going to assume that is ticket sales. Now, I got an article here I'm going to read from, but whether it's ticket sales or not doesn't mean Joey Badass represents all of hip-hop. There's a lot of tours going on. There's a lot of shows going on constantly. Lil Brothers on their final tour. There's a lot of good tours going on, but the Bubble Bath Rappers clan of Bubble Fiends, they don't know that because they don't pay attention to hip-hop. Already had to check What's the Dirt when he came on talking that bullshit, hip-hop, what culture, da-da. I got a whole video going on his ass, which he watched, which he responded to in the most goofiest way ever. But end of the day, we are not in a position to have to argue and try to prove that hip-hop is doing anything because Joey Badass canceled his tour for whatever. This motherfucker could have rheumatoid arthritis for all we know. I don't know what he got, but he canceled his tour. We're going to have a conversation now. If it is for low ticket sales, let's just be honest, hip-hop comes in waves and people are going to support stuff in waves, sad to say. Now, I don't know if it's for ticket sales. Like I told you, that first venue, packed out, macked out. So that's usually indicative of the rest of the tour. He could have went on that tour. He could have, let's say the Canada shows were not really selling with it. He could have dropped Canada, went straight to, I think, what was next? Cleveland or something. He could have just dropped Canada and moved on, right? So I don't know if this thing was whatever, and for all we know, we could have had some trouble up in Canada with these guys, could have done everything they could to make the show not work for whatever reason. I don't know why they mad at Kendrick. I mean, I don't know why they mad at Joey Badass all of a sudden, but the stand pages for Drake are going crazy. So maybe Drake got an issue with him. Who knows, gang? I don't know what's going on. So, but he could have canceled some of the shows that didn't work and kept the show moving. Now, I would have loved to have seen Rhapsody on AbSoul. I'm gonna be honest, gang. I didn't really know the tour. I didn't know the tour was happening. I'm just gonna be honest. I know a lot of people be like, Charles, how you didn't know that? I didn't know. I didn't hear about this tour. I would have heard about it sooner or later, but I didn't hear about this tour, right? So it is what it is. Now, it may be an age thing, but a lot of people my age don't be going to a lot of these shows like that just because we've seen so many shows, we've been so many places. So it is what it is, but we do go when we want to go. I know me and my boys, we was talking about going to Rock the Bells, and they ended up going. I didn't end up making it down there, but Rock the Bells and the like I said, the Little Brother tour, a lot of stuff going on. The Clips, there's a lot of stuff going on. So people are picking and choosing these shows. You can't go to everything, gang. It's just, like I said, it's a lot of people are touring. Real hip hop is touring, so you can't go to everything. So people are picking and choosing, and maybe they went to one show over another. But we don't know what happened with this tour explicitly. So I want to talk about that, and we're gonna come to the conclusion together. Like I said, I feel like it could be low tickets, but Rhapsody herself came out and said it wasn't that. Let me continue. Joey Badass's Dark Aura tour abruptly canceled less than 2 weeks before kickoff. And that's the thing, too. I told you I was a promoter. I've been a promoter for 15 years. 2 weeks, you're going to cancel that. If it's not looking good, you're going to cancel it. Now, to cancel the entire tour is kind of wild. The entire tour, like those dates go way into November. He could have canceled some of the early dates and kept going if the show had momentum. I don't know what kind of problem could keep you from a whole tour of 2-3 months. I don't know. Something could happen in the beginning. Somebody could pass, da-da-da. You could take some time off. But maybe he's like, no, I don't want to take no time off, da-da-da. But I don't know what could stop an entire tour other than, let's be honest, low ticket sales or illness. Low ticket sales or an illness. I don't know what else. Or the money not being paid. But these are reputable venues. He got like House of Blues and a whole bunch of places that are reputable. So if the venue is buying into this tour, they 100% paid their deposit. So it ain't going to be the money. These 25 cities, these runs, most of these venues are going, Los Angeles, Chicago, Houston, they paid their deposit. So I don't see the money being an issue. And these people are not going to book somebody that they think is going to stink up the spot. This 25 city tour, they had to have previous dealings with him that they're like, okay, he's going to sell. But let me continue. Joey Badass has canceled his Dark Aura tour just 2 weeks before it was set to begin. In a sudden and disappointing turn, Joey Badass's highly anticipated Dark Aura tour has been reportedly canceled. Now, let's be honest. The momentum of an album does push a tour. I can't pretend that it doesn't. And Dark Aura had very little momentum going into this tour. He just dropped that video for, was it Flea? One of the videos, I can't remember the name, but the video the song I said I didn't like, he just dropped the video for it. I shared it. The one with the Nori beat. That sounds like they replayed the Nori beat, the Neptune. They replayed it, and he did it. They did it how he should do it. It's New York. They're dancing on the subway. He did it right? He did it right. But it may be too little, too late. He took too long to drop this video when everybody was asking for the video. So we'll see what it does. All his videos do 1 million. Like all of Joey videos do 1.1 million. So it's going to do his numbers, but I don't know if he's going to get the buzz that he expected. But what he is he's one of these grinders. He's not looking for short-term like success, things of that nature. The long game, hip-hop is the long game. It's not the short game. Like somebody that comes out first week sales with 30,000 sales could end up with 250,000 sales after they tour. People don't understand it. They so worried about academics' first week sales tweets that's all they care about. But they're not hip-hop. They're fans of Twitter. They're fans of pop shit. They don't understand this business. They don't understand this game. So when academics put that first week sales expected to do 8,000, 9,000, it's ha he is laughs. It's all in the comments. But they don't understand that same to Nav or whoever he talk LV, whoever he's talking about, Yeet, whoever he tweet this first week sales horror show is like, oh my God, there's double wood, it's double coconuts, right? whatever happens at that first week doesn't matter, because that artist then could go interview, could go do shows, they could tour, they can do a 25-city tour like Joey's was about to do, right? And before you know it, they done moved it up to 250,000 units throughout the course of a year. I'm sure that Redman album, that Muddy Waters 2, I'm sure them units is crazy at this point because he's dropping videos, this, that, and third. All that stuff adds up. So first week sales, it's a marathon, gang. Hip-hop is a marathon. That's why we're not worried about, the charts. There's only 4 songs on the chart. Well, first of all, we don't make hip-hop for the charts. No hip-hopper makes a full album to chart. You make it to say, so the motherfuckers in hip-hop could come to your shows, they could buy your merch, buy your fucking CDs, follow you, and say that motherfucker's nice and when it's all said and done. Because you can't take that money to the grave with you. It's some motherfuckers that got a whole lot of sales and they reputation is trash. It's gonna be some people, when them motherfuckers die, they're gonna be like, good riddance, this music was whack. I don't know why they do this. When somebody died, they be like, it don't matter, he was whack anyway. End of the day, that's wrong. Like, let's say that's wrong. But at the end of the day, your legacy is what counts. So real hip-hoppers make this shit for legacy, right? A real hip-hopper that, like, it's a lot of you hear these hip-hop stories where somebody saw somebody on the street and just battled him. Like Method Man, he saw Method Man battled him. He saw LL Cool J, he battled him. That's pride. That's hip-hop pride. So we don't do this for, I was number 4 in the charts. Like, that comes with it sometimes, and you take that with a grain of salt. But you don't think Slick Rick put his album out, think he was going to really chart like that. You don't think Method Man put his shit out because he was going to chart. If these rappers put this shit out to chart, they wouldn't even make the album. So it's not about charting, right? It's not about charting. It's about what's going on with your legacy. Joey Badass is rapping for his legacy. So let me continue with, I know I went on a rant, but it is what it is. In a sudden disappointing turn, Joey Badass' highly anticipated Dark Aura tour has been reportedly canceled. The North American tour was originally scheduled. The North American tour was originally scheduled to kick off October 16th in Boston and was planned as a 25-city run. That's kind of crazy because he had these two people block off their schedules. They were going to ride with him on this 20, Rhapsody and AbSoul and whoever else was opening, whatever. They was on a 25-city run. That's all gone now. It's just, that's a lot of money gone. Like, that's a lot of money gone. That is a considerable bag for Rhapsody and AbSoul. Even if they was only getting 5 G's a show, that is a considerable bag of money that they would no longer receive. That shit sucks. Let me continue. The tour was set to feature AbSoul and Rhapsody as special guests. In addition, it was set to make stops in major cities like Los Angeles, Chicago, Houston, Atlanta, and a hometown show in Brooklyn. Most of those cities would have sold. Those cities would have sold out. So I don't know if I'm gonna keep the narrative that he wasn't moving tickets because he has such a name. His brand is strong in most of those cities. So I know it's fun to say Joey can't do this, Joey can't do this. But this guy has a brand that is popular in big cities. I'm just going to be honest. So we'll see what happens in the future. What he really says, it comes out and says really happened. It could be something with his wife. It could be anything, gang. Let me continue. It could be something with the baby. Y'all gonna be real fucked up if you hear something. If it's something with that baby, y'all gonna be fucked up. I'm just gonna be honest. Let me continue. The news comes as a shock to most fans as the Dark Aura tour was only just announced in August. Furthermore, the rapper recently released his album Lonely at the Top last month. The album marked a significant return for the Brooklyn MC, who hadn't released a full-length project since 2022's 2000. I hear all of Joey Badass's albums, I'm gonna be honest. Like I said, I don't always go back to him, but I hear him. I'm gonna hear him at least once. Fans first became aware of the cancellation when ticket holders began receiving notifications that individual dates had been called off. Oh, so they called off individual dates. Well, maybe those are the dates they were going to. As of now, no official public statement from Joey Badass or his management has confirmed the reasoning behind the decision. However, that has not stopped people from speculating that the logistical hurdles, low ticket sales, or personal reasons may have played a role. Some of those rumors were further substantiated when Rhapsody took the X to say that low ticket sales were not the reason. Quote, guys, stop being simple. There are a number of reasons tours get canceled. Ticket sales was not a reason here. Relax, with love. So that's very vague. And most of you are not going to believe her, because if you're going to believe what you want to believe, I don't take Rhapsody to be a liar. I don't take Rhapsody to be a liar. So I'm going to respect what she says. I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to respect it. I know it's the easy thing is to say, it flopped, they ain't got no tickets, da-da-da. It's easy to say that. But I'm going to respect what she said. I do think some of them venues, some of them dates probably had a little bit less going on in it. That's any tour, gang. That's any tour. Jennifer Lopez going to struggle in some cities. It is what it is. So let me keep it pushing. For those who purchased tickets, refund procedures are reportedly underway, adding clarity. An Atlanta venue that was set to host Joey on November 5th shared, due to circumstances out of our control, Joey Badass has had to cancel his tour, including the Atlanta date on 11/5. Refunds will be automatically processed. Stay tuned for a date next year. They're saying that it might come back for a date next year. That means Joey does plan on rebooking this. So maybe it's a thing where it's something serious and he can't tend to what they expect him to tend to. Despite the disappointment, many in the fan base are holding out hope that Joey and his team will reschedule or make amends in the future. In his absence, listeners will have to wait and see whether Lonely at the Top can carry the weight of this sudden cancellation. So I'm going to leave it at that with a grain of salt. My final thoughts on this is I think it's something personal with Joey because I really don't believe that he doesn't have a means to move tickets. I just don't see that. It sounds like that's just a quick, easy fix to say what's going on. I think it's something deeper because this guy been in this business too long. I've seen lesser artists with lesser buzz be able to go on tour, do 15 cities. So I'm not 100% sold that it's the tickets. All right, let me know what you think in the comments. CLBMG, man, tap in. Every Wednesday we go live on all my social media platforms on The What Show, me, TJ, and Fliz. If you don't see it, that means that particular night we had something going on. One of us has something to do, so we don't do it when one of us can't do it, all right? But for the most part, we usually there, 9:15 on all my social media platforms, all right? Also, head on over to black-yeti.com. Let them know who sent you. They ship all over the continental U.S., all right? I'm going to catch y'all on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.
Get my coat, get my sheepskin, grab my wallet, get my pocket knife, and get that hat right there, we out. Grab my pocket knife too, let's go. When I first came to the city, niggas didn't believe me. I just wanted to join a team and throw assist pass easily. 6 man off the bench, alley-oop pass freely. Suit up for one game and hope a scout might see me. But nah, niggas is greedy, wasn't rocking with him. Unplugged the scoreboard, put a lock on the gym. Told me to power forward, point guard at the rim. And left me with no center and a ball full of phlegm. Not knowing that I'm a dog, a Rottweiler within. With the heart of a pit bull that don't bark for pretend. My bites cut deep, break the bone and the skin. With the level of hustlenomics you do not comprehend. So first I took a block down on the west side end, and then secured a spot with some goons and some kin. And then sent out some flyers, let the games begin. And in 6 months time, the city like that's him. Oh yeah, he the one that moved the hustle to the burbs. And yeah, he the one that knocked the hustlers off the curb. And yeah, he the one that set up shop without a word. And he the one that got it cracking. And all he did was rapping by the Hooters. I kept killers from being shooters. Put a mic in a thug's hand, now he loyal like Pats fans. Take a man off the streets past the needles and crack cans. Promise mama to keep him safe, then put some food in his face and he'll kill for you. But I don't need him for that. Click like, click share, tell them bitches we back. Share the whole location, tell them niggas where we at. Cause we out here and we ain't the cheese, we the trap.